My son, a stepson is in his room, and I don't know, he did something with the TV.
Firefighters were called to a house in Waterbury, Connecticut for a routine fire. Nothing about the 911 call suggested a crime, but when they went inside the house, they didn't just put out a fire. They found a man who weighed less than a teenager and who said the fire wasn't an accident. He said he started it himself because it was the only way he believed the door would ever open. Hey everyone, hope you are doing alright. So today we are going to Waterbury, Connecticut, and this case starts with something that sounds pretty ordinary, a house fire. But quickly it became clear that this isn't just about fire at all. It is what the fire exposed and how this has been going on in a normal looking home for years, quietly without anybody knowing. The call came in when a woman dialed 911 to report a fire inside her home. She told the dispatcher it started in her stepson's room. She mentioned the television. By the time she made the call, she was already outside. When the firefighters arrived, they asked the most basic question they always ask: is anyone still inside? She mentioned,
Come on, come down.
Come on, down.
Who else is in the house? Who else is in here?
My stepson is in here.
How many other people?
and her pets. Then, after that, she said her stepson was still inside the house. Firefighters went in expecting smoke damage and maybe a trapped person. What they found instead was something far more serious. Inside the house, firefighters found a man lying on the floor. He was alive, but barely. And right away, they could tell that this wasn't just a normal fire-related emergency. This wasn't just about smoke inhalation. This was something that has been happening for a very long time. At first, respondents thought they were dealing with a severe medical condition, but as they carried him out of the house, he began to talk, and what he said would turn a routine fire call into a criminal investigation. As firefighters carried him out of the house and into the emergency vehicle, respondents noticed a strong odor. The man apologized for it. He said he was sorry because he hadn't bathed in a very long time. According to police, he told them that the last time he had a shower, a proper shower, was over a year earlier. That apology stuck with respondents because people don't usually apologize like that unless they have been taught to feel like they are a problem. Then he started explaining more. He said food had been restricted, water too, and when water wasn't available, he drank water from the toilet. That detail changed the tone of everything. This wasn't neglect, this was control. And then he explained why the fire happened. He told the police he started it himself on purpose. He said he wanted his freedom. This is the moment the call stopped being about a fire, because when someone tells you that they set their house on fire just so to get out of a room, you are no longer dealing with an accident, but you are dealing with something that has been building in for years, a very long time. According to police, he explained exactly how he did it. He found a lighter inside an old jacket. He used paper and hand sanitizer to start the fire near the door of the room where he had been kept. He wasn't trying to burn the house down. He was trying to force help to come. When someone outside the room asked him what he wanted, he answered with one word: fire. Because fire brings firefighters, and firefighters break doors. Once police heard that, they had to step back and figure out one thing first. How long has this been going on? Because bodies don't get like that overnight. The man told investigators that the confinement became severe when he was around 11 years old. Before that, he went to school, and people noticed things even back then. Teachers noticed he was always hungry. Classmates noticed he begged for food. He stole food when he could. Hunger showed itself in ways children can't hide. Then around 4th grade, roughly 2004 or 2005, he stopped showing up. There were no transfer records, no homeschooling paper, no trail explaining where he went. One day he was there, and then he wasn't. And when that happened, the last regular contact with the outside world disappeared. Schools is where people notice things, where hunger shows, and where adults are legally required to speak up. When this stops, so did the oversight. Inside the house, his life changed completely. He told police he was confined to a room for most of the day. Sometimes he was allowed out to do chores, sometimes for minutes, sometimes for a couple of hours, and then he was locked back inside. Food was rationed, water was controlled, hygiene was denied. There were times, he said, when the only water he had access to was the toilet. And this wasn't happening in isolation. He lived in the same house as his stepsisters. Their lives were normal. They went to school. They had friends. They came and went freely. He did not. That difference matters because it shows it wasn't confusion or inability. Normal life was happening in that house. It was just not allowed for him. His biological mother was no longer present in his life from a young age. Details about her absence haven't been made public. His father later remarried, and that's when Kimberly became his stepmother. Importantly, his father was alive during the years the confinement was happening. The abuse did not begin after the father's death. It began when he was still living in the home. The father died in 2004. Investigators believe conditions may have worsened after that, but by then the system of confinement was already in place.
I said, just come out, just come out.
Okay.
Just come out, you know?
Did he run through him? Okay. Was the door locked in his room or no?
No.
Okay, is it normally locked?
No.
Okay, it's normally open.
By this point, police weren't relying on just one account. They had a body, a location, a timeline, and a statement that could be tested. Doctors documented his condition in detail, not just his weight, but how his body had adapted to prolonged starvation. He was diagnosed with cachexia, a condition where the body consumes its own muscle and tissue just to survive. Doctors told investigators that feeding him too quickly could be fatal. His body had been running on almost nothing for a very long time. That medical reality mattered because it ruled out short-term neglect. This wasn't something that happened over weeks. It didn't happen over months. This was years. Detectives began reconstructing his life on paper. They searched for school records, transfers, homeschooling registrations, medical explanations, anything that could legally account for his disappearance. They found nothing. No documentation, no alternative timeline. From the system's point of view, he simply vanished. Police then focused on the house itself. They examined the room he said he was kept in. They examined the door, the locks, the layout of the house, and whether someone inside that room could freely leave. What they found matched what he had described. There was no evidence of a person living a normal adult life in that space. The physical environment told the same story as the body. When investigators talk about credibility, they don't mean whether the story sounds emotional. They mean whether it matches the reality. And here, the statement, the medical findings, the physical space and timeline all pointed in one direction, in the same direction. One of the most common questions people ask in cases like this is simple: why didn't he leave? And the answer is never simple. This wasn't just physical confinement, it's psychological conditioning. When someone is isolated for years, their sense of normal collapses. When food and water are controlled, survival becomes the priority. When hygiene is denied, shame sets in. And when shame becomes routine, people stop believing they deserve help. That apology in the ambulance for the smell is a clue. People don't apologize like that unless they have been taught to see themselves as the problem. Over time, control replaces choice. Living stops feeling possible, and escape starts feeling dangerous. That's why the fire matters. He didn't set it to destroy the house, he set it to disrupt the routine, to force people to look, because in his mind, disruption was the only path to freedom. Police spoke with neighbors. Many said they rarely saw anyone besides Kimberly and her daughters. Some didn't know another adult live in the house at all. Others assumed that if they had once been a boy there, he must have moved away years ago. This is how abuse survives for decades, not by hiding on the ground, but by blending into routine. A quiet house, a closed door, and assumptions no one questions. With the medical evidence, the physical findings, the statement and timeline, police moved forward, and Kimberly Sullivan was taken into custody. Prosecutors charged her with multiple offenses, including first-degree assault, second-degree kidnapping, first-degree unlawful restraint, cruelty to a person, and first-degree reckless endangerment. Police said the abuse spanned nearly 2 decades. She denied the allegation. In court, prosecutors described a long-term pattern of confinement, starvation, isolation, and denial of education and hygiene. The defense pushed back, arguing that responsibilities do not rest solely with her, pointing to the father's role in the household while he was alive. Bail was set high, reported at $300 with conditions including GPS monitoring. This case remains active. No final verdict has been reached. After his rescue, the survivor released a brief public statement. He asked to be identified by the name S. He thanked the firefighters, law enforcement, and medical staff who helped him. He said he was learning how to live and asked for privacy as he continues his recovery. This case isn't really just about fire. It's about how someone can disappear without ever leaving home. How routine can hide abuse, and how systems, neighbors, and assumptions can all fail quietly until something forces the door open. And in this case, the only thing that did that was the fire. Please, if you have watched this far, thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on the notification button for your notifications through events with Chini. I'll bring to you this kind of stories, okay? So yeah, when you think you have heard it all, you hear another one. Thank you, and see you in my next video. Bye.